Welcome everyone. I am absolutely thrilled to have you all here. Today's explainer is an instructional guide built from the ground up specifically for you, the wastewater operators. We are diving into a totally game-changing workflow inside GuardDog, and that's the brand new Microscopic Samples AI feature. Think of this incredible tool as your expert second opinion. It's essentially a brilliant digital lab partner that helps you seamlessly organize your biological sample media right alongside your plant's operating data. So let's jump right in and see exactly how it all works.
Here's a quick look at our training agenda for today. We're going to kick things off with AI insights, then we'll cover capturing media, inputting your process data, running the AI analysis, some best practices to keep in your back pocket, and finally, we'll wrap up with the empowered operator.
All right, starting right off with Section 1, AI Insights for Operators.
Now, I want you to just think about this for a second. What if your microscope literally had an expert second opinion available on demand? When you're staring down the lens at a really complex biological sample, wouldn't it be pretty amazing to have an automated assistant jump in and cross-reference your microscopic observations with all of your historical plant context and lab readings? Well, that is exactly the problem this feature was built to solve.
The end result of this process is just incredibly powerful. The system actually generates an operator-readable report based directly on the media you upload. Just to give you an idea, it can identify an aeration stage focus, pointing out things like low dissolved oxygen stress that's driving a bulking pattern. It even flags poor settlability, like, say, an SVI of 186. It breaks down those key biological levels too, your MLSS and MLVSS, and can let you know if you're looking at fairly biological sludge rather than something more inorganic. We're not just talking about raw data here. This is highly actionable decision support that totally elevates your day-to-day workflow by bringing likely conditions, risk indicators, and practical recommendations all into one super clear view.
Moving right along to Section 2, Capturing High-Quality Media.
Let's quickly run through the 4 high-level steps of the workflow. Step 1, you configure your wastewater treatment plant details. Step 2, you capture your sample media. Step 3, you input your process variables. And Step 4, you run the AI analysis. Keeping this map in mind really helps clarify exactly where capturing your media actually fits into the platform's big picture.
When you're finally ready to upload that sample media, you actually have a ton of flexibility. The GuardDog interface lets you upload up to 5 thumbnails for every single sample, and it gives you a very generous 300 megabyte total file size limit. And honestly, the best part? It accepts both camera microscope images and full video. Handing the AI clear video, or just a bunch of different image angles, gives it the absolute best possible look at your sample, which means a way more accurate review.
But here's the crucial thing to remember. Your media alone doesn't tell the whole story. You've got a free-form notes section, and you absolutely need to use it. Typing out clear notes about the visible flock condition, any filaments you see, dispersed growth, foam, and the settling behavior gives the AI the critical context it's craving. If you spot filamentous bridging or notice slow settling, write it down. The AI is incredibly smart, for sure, but it can't read your mind, at least not yet. This extra text acts as a massively powerful guide.
Okay, on to Section 3, Inputting Your Process Data. When it comes time to input that process data, the whole workflow is organized incredibly logically. It intentionally mirrors the exact sequence you already use when you're reviewing plant performance. The data entry flows perfectly from the influent moving right through the primary tank, down into the anaerobic and anoxic zones, and finally landing in the aeration zone and biological treatment area. You just enter your data, things like influent pH, BOD, and TSS, all the way down to the aeration tank's dissolved oxygen start and end points.
Breaking down those key measurement categories a bit further, you're going to want your MLSS and MLVSS for the biomass inventory. For aeration performance, you definitely want your DO start and end. Nutrient removal conditions are going to rely heavily on your anoxic and anaerobic ORP, and of course your overall treatment performance needs those influent, primary, and effluent BOD and TSS numbers. Now keep in mind, most of these process variables are technically optional, but, and this is a big but, richer data directly improves the AI's understanding of what's actually happening at your plant.
Now, here is a surprisingly helpful fact that you're going to love. Always make sure your plant's coordinate profile is accurate. Why? Well, because if you keep your latitude and longitude totally current, GuardDog automatically resolves rainfall data for you by integrating directly with X-Weather. So, if you skip the manual rainfall entry, it just pulls it right from the plant coordinates and the exact sample time. It saves you time and automatically builds a much better context for the AI.
Next up, Section 4, Running the AI Analysis.
Let's quickly trace what happens behind the scenes. It all kicks off the second you click Run Analysis from the History or Details page.
From there, OmniSight's biosystem takes the wheel, securely loading your saved sample, your notes, your process variables, and all those media URLs. Next, that data gets fired over to the AI system, where it's processed via OpenAI, cross-referencing your specific inputs against established biological frameworks. Finally, the response text is generated and saved directly to the sample itself. The whole shebang is securely preserved right there alongside your notes and media, making it super easy to reference later on.
But listen, I need you to keep this specific number in mind. 1. Clicking that Run Analysis button consumes exactly 1 monthly AI analysis credit from your plant's allotted quota. And since those quotas reset on a monthly basis, you really want to double-check that your process data and your media are absolutely perfect before you hit that Run button. Make every single analysis count.
All right, Section 5, Best Practices to Remember. Let's contrast the old way of doing things with the new way. In the past, you were probably dealing with totally disconnected, scattered notes in coffee-stained logbooks, or unlinked photos just lost on a random hard drive somewhere. But by sticking to this new workflow, you transform all that chaos into a highly searchable, incredibly organized plant record. Every single sample gets a timeline, user accountability, an attached media library, and AI summaries all linked directly to your operational data, neatly grouped by treatment stage. It takes you from doing these disjointed, one-off microscope checks to having a world-class, organized biological monitoring workflow.
So, with that in mind, here is your ultimate checklist for getting the absolute best results. Number 1, always upload the clearest available microscope media. Number 2, enter your sample time so it perfectly matches the exact collection time. Number 3, fill in all those available treatment variables so the AI can truly connect the biology to the process. Number 4, keep those plant coordinates updated for the automatic weather context. And number 5, don't be afraid to hit that Rerun Analysis button if you realize you forgot to add important media or need to correct some major process values.
And finally, Section 6, the Empowered Operator.
I really want to leave you with this core philosophy straight from the documentation. Treat AI recommendations as a structured second review, then apply operator judgment and plant-specific SOPs. The AI is an amazing, highly organized sidekick. It's an incredibly powerful tool for decision support, but you are the qualified operator. You remain the ultimate decision maker before a single change is ever made to plant operations.
Which brings us to our final question for the day. Are you ready to turn your disconnected microscope checks into a fully searchable, organized, AI-powered plant record? The tools are sitting right there in GuardDog, just waiting for you to use them. I really hope this explainer has left you energized, fully informed, and ready to start applying these best practices in your plant right away. Thank you so much for focusing in with me today, and happy operating.